starring Gale and Charles Farrell. Hi, I'm Vern Albright, and that's my little Margie. Before she was 21, she used to do everything I told her to. Well, maybe not everything, but at least she never refused to do anything unless I told her to do it. I've got a problem, believe me. I've got a problem.
Hi, I'm Margie. Dad says I'm not obedient anymore, so I must be disobedient. And now I'm going to prove once and for all that he's wrong. I looked up the word disobedient, and if I'm disobedient, may the floods come. Disobedient, one who refuses to obey. Man the lifeboats. I've got a problem, believe me, I've got a problem.
Here, take this in. We'll be with you directly.
Isn't it exciting, Dad? You were a darling to bring me. I've always wanted to see the Mardi Gras. Oh, look at that!
Just don't forget your promise. This is primarily a business trip, and I brought you along against Mr. Honeywell's orders, remember?
He's so silly. Always afraid I'll mess up one of his precious clients.
Well, your record has been sort of spotty, shall we say.
Don't worry, Dad. My Mardi Gras costume will be an angel, complete with halo wings and landing flaps. Come on, let's get our rooms.
I'm sorry, Mr. Albright. We have no reservation for you.
But you must have. I wired you a week ago.
Oh, I know, miss, but we didn't send you a confirmation. We've been sold out for months.
Oh, Margie, this always happens when I leave things up to you.
Maybe you could arrange something with another hotel. We'll even take a couple of cots in the elevator shaft.
I'm sorry, miss. There's not a thing to be had in town. But I just might be able to squeeze you into the inn at Lake Salvador. That's in St. Charles Parish, about 30 miles from here.
30 miles? Oh, we don't want to be 30 miles away from the fun.
Well, it's your own fault for not getting a confirmation. I'll appreciate anything you can do, and in the meantime, would it be all right if we leave our bags here?
Why, certainly, Mr. Albright.
Hey, what's the idea? Are we going to walk to Lake What's-its?
Of course not. I'm going to call on Mr. LeDuc and tell him where we're staying, that's all. Mr. Honeywell wired him that we'd be at this hotel.
Maybe Mr. LeDuc could put us up. Bless his big, generous heart. This is that old Southern hospitality country, isn't it?
I wouldn't even ask him. It's just not done. After all, I've only met the man once.
But what if he should ask us of his own free will?
Well, that would be different. Now, Margie, get that gleam out of your eye, and you're not to drop any hints, understand?
Of course not, Dad. You don't have to worry about me.
No? Well, just don't wait for a confirmation on that.
Say, Williams, will you help me with this hair tie? I got you again. That was a dandy.
Mr. Randolph, some of these days, one of your little jokes is going to come home to roost.
I'll get it, Williams. You're in no shape to receive guests. Come in, ma'am, come in. Welcome. Most welcome, sir. Good gag, huh?
What's going on here? Randolph, what are you up to?
Mr. LeDuc, my name is Vern Albright, remember? And this is my daughter, Margie.
Good to see you again, Albright. And Miss Margie, this is a most pleasant surprise. I must apologize for my idiot brother-in-law. He's an incurable practical joker, I'm sorry to say. Come. I would have thrown him out long ago if he weren't my late wife's brother.
I understand. No harm done, sir.
What a beautiful home, Mr. LeDuc, and so large. Why, I'll bet you have a dozen empty bedrooms.
Margie.
They're all occupied at the moment, or will be tonight. Guests for the Mardi Gras, you know.
Sounds like you're practically running a hotel.
I'm giving a costume ball here tomorrow night, one of our traditions. I hope you and your father will honor us.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Margie's got her costume all picked out. She's going to be a little angel, aren't you, dear?
She doesn't need a costume for that. She already looks the part.
Cigar, Miss Margie?
I don't smoke cigars. Oh, it's chocolate. Oh, you are a gay one.
Randolph, if you don't stop these childish jokes of yours, I'll...
Oh, don't bawl him out, sir. I think it was funny.
That's enough of that. If you're going to act like a child, you'll be treated like one. Go to your room and stay there.
If you'll excuse me, Mr. LeDuc, I'd love to have Mr. Randolph show me around this wonderfully roomy house.
Of course, Miss Margie. But just be careful that the idiot doesn't drop you down the linen chute.
I'm just a homebody, I guess. I simply hate staying in hotels.
You're mighty lucky you have a hotel. During Mardi Gras time, about the only place a person can get a room is in a hospital. Speaking of hospitals, look out for this thick step here, or you're liable to wind up in one.
Well, that's dangerous. Somebody could trip and fall.
I rigged that thing 2 years ago, and that darn brother-in-law of mine hasn't hit it yet. Oh, well, one of these days his luck's going to run out.
Oh, I forgot to tell Dad something. You go on upstairs. I'll be with you in a minute.
Margie, what happened?
My ankle is broken. I slipped and fell on a loose step.
Randolph, if this is the result of one of your jokes, I'll brain you.
Oh, it wasn't his fault, Mr. LeDuc. He warned me about that step. He says it's been loose that way for years.
So it was one of your jokes. A booby trap. We'll get Miss Margie to our hotel and send for my doctor.
Oh, this is terribly embarrassing, but we have no hotel. Something went wrong with our reservations, and oh, my ankle. It's throbbing so.
My poor baby.
Now, don't you worry, Albright. I'll put you up right here. I'll make room.
Oh, I don't want to inconvenience anyone.
Oh!
It would give me great pleasure to put Miss Margie in Randolph's room.
Well, my room, where am I going to stay?
You can always go back to Baton Rouge. Now, I'll help you get her upstairs. You can share the master bedroom with me. Send Williams for their luggage.
Just as soon as I get this call through to Mr. Honeywell, I'll have the doctor look at your ankle.
Oh, that won't be necessary. I don't feel a bit of pain, and that's the truth.
Hello? Hello, Mr. Honeywell?
What's the idea of calling me collect? You got an expense account. You're stopping with LeDuc. You mean to tell me that Margie is loose under the same roof with my client?
That's right. He insisted on keeping us here. I told you it was a good idea to bring Margie along, didn't I?
If anything goes wrong with the LeDuc deal, you're going to be in trouble right up to your beady little eyes. To make sure, I'm coming down to New Orleans myself. What do you mean, where am I going to stay? I'll take your room, and you can stay at the hotel where Margie made the reservations in the first place.
Oh, Mr. Honeywell, you can't. Well, how do you like that? Sprained ankle, huh? Well, young lady, speak up.
Hi, Dad. What's new?
Margie, do you mean to say you faked that accident just to get us a room here?
Well, I had to do it, Dad. What fun would the Mardi Gras be from 30 miles out of the city? Even the jolly joker Randolph said the only place you could get a room in town was in the hospital. So he's got only himself to blame for losing his room. He gave me the idea.
Hello? Memorial Hospital? I want to reserve a room for Miss Margie Albright.
I'm sorry, but we're pretty full right now, unless it's an emergency. Oh, she is. Well, that's different. We always have room in the maternity ward. Yes, sir, I'll send an ambulance immediately.
Well, I've got all your things unpacked.
This is certainly better than a hotel, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but if Mr. LeDuc finds out that you're faking, we'll really be in the soup.
Just leave everything to me. My ankle will improve miraculously in time for the ball tomorrow night. So relax, Dad. We're in business all the way around. Come in.
All right, men. And hand the little lady gently. Now, don't you worry now, Miss Margie. We'll have you at the hospital in 15 minutes.
Hospital? I don't have to go to the hospital.
Now, ma'am, don't you get excited. Everything's been arranged for. My brother-in-law insists that our guests get the very best possible care. Okay, men, bring her along.
Hey, now wait a minute. Dad! Hey, Dad!
Well, you certainly don't have much temperature for someone in your condition.
Well, it's not as serious as I thought at first. It's nothing, really. Just one of those things.
I wish all the women who came here took it the way you do. How often are the pains now, dear?
How often? Well, I just had one. Isn't that par for the course?
I think we'd better time them. Then we'll call the doctor. Now, you tell me when.
Nurse, let's not bother the doctor with a little thing like this. Can't we just handle it between us? Just the two of us?
I think I better get you a sedative.
Nurse, wait. Can't you just rub some liniment on and let me go? I don't want to miss the costume ball tomorrow night.
Costume ball? My dear young lady, tomorrow night you'll be right here welcoming a little stranger.
Oh, of all the ridiculous ideas. Little stranger? Let me out of here.
Please, you mustn't excite yourself, little mother.
Who's excited?
Mr. LeDuc.
Oh, I came the minute I heard she was here. Took a turn for the worse.
Oh, no, she'll be all right. You don't have to see her.
Oh, but I insist on it, my boy. After all, you're my guest.
Oh, we won't be if you go in there. I mean, what's a sprained ankle among guests? I mean, friends.
What do you... There's nothing wrong with Margie's leg. All right, I demand an explanation. There's something fishy about this.
Why didn't you stop her? Don't you realize what might happen?
Oh, you'd better save her room for me, nurse. I think I'm going to have a nervous breakdown right now.
Sorry, Dad. I just wish I could take the rap for you.
Oh, now, look, baby. Honeywell and Todd have a lot of clients, but the vice president has only one daughter, so I think I'm a lot better off than they are. So there. Now, come on. We'll go out and absorb a little Mardi Gras atmosphere before the train leaves.
That's my pop. That's probably Joker Boy come to repossess his room.
Miss Margie, I've been thinking things over. You're a very resourceful young lady, but I'm willing to let bygones be bygones if you'll do me one little favor.
You mean you'll go through with Dad's deal?
I'll even double it if you can solve my problem.
What's your problem, Mr. LeDuc?
It's my brother-in-law.
He's not a problem. He's an epidemic.
For over 10 years, I've had to put up with his stupid practical jokes. I'd almost given up hope of ever getting him to leave. But even a practical joker will meet his match eventually, and I think you're it. Just get him out of my house and hair permanently, and I'll be eternally grateful.
What's his background? Has he got a weak spot?
Never done a day's work in his worthless life, except that is with the army during the war. He served in Italy, and... Wait a minute, maybe that's it.
Italy is weak spot? You mean he's a pizza addict?
He met a girl there, Maria. Just an innocent flirtation, he says, but her family evidently took it seriously. At any rate, even the name Maria still upsets him.
Maria, Italy. This is perfect. Gentlemen, I give you the vengeance of the Black Hand.
Black Hand?
You mean?
I see it now. A sinister member of the Black Hand at the costume party, here to avenge Maria. He makes a couple of passes at Joker Boy, and oh, I guarantee it, Mr. Leduc, tomorrow will be his last night under your roof. In fact, he may even go right through it. Come in.
Your father makes a pretty sinister-looking Black Hand, don't you think?
Well, if the costume doesn't get him, this sure will.
What's the other costume for?
The cat outfit? Well, I thought it might baffle Randolph if I switched from one costume to another, keep him off balance.
Good idea. Oh, now here's the note. Oh, by the way, what will he be wearing?
He's dressed as the devil.
Well, we'll try to scare it out of him anyway. Now listen. Remember Maria. Tonight your heart will bleed as hers did long ago. Signed, the Black Hand. And I put a print of my hand dipped in ink. Now you give it to him on cue, Dad.
Splendid, Margie. Now, here is something for you to give him at the proper time. It's a one-way ticket on a slow boat to South America. She leaves at midnight. I thought we might as well get the pest out of the country while we were at it.
When we get through with him, he'll be willing to swim to South America. Well, fellow conspirators, shall we have a go at it?
Let's.
Taste this here punch, Williams. Don't you think it needs something?
I should have made that a ticket to China instead of South America.
Okay, Dad, you know what to do. I'll maneuver the victim to the spot. Well, here we go, laughing and scratching. Mr. Randolph, I'd like to talk to you.
Oh, shoot. How'd you all recognize me?
Well, who else could it be? You're the most devilish man here, especially with the ladies.
Thank you, Miss Margie.
Would you mind taking me for a stroll in the moonlight? I'd like to apologize properly for putting you out of your room.
Delighted. Permit me.
Oh, say, I understand you served in Italy during the war. I'll bet you were a sensation with those Italian women. Heavens, what's that? Did you see that? The hand was black.
The Black Hand.
With a notice addressed to you.
Remember, Maria, tonight your heart will bleed as hers did long ago. Signed, the Black Hand. Oh, no.
What is it, some Mardi Gras joke? The mysterious man and all that?
No, it's no joke. It's the Black Hand. They finally come after me.
Why, Mr. Randolph, what could you possibly have done?
Nothing, honestly. I met this girl in Italy during the war. She got kind of serious, and her brothers threatened me. I got transferred back to the States just in time.
Well, now they've tracked you down, is that it? Dear me. I think you ought to leave town. Or better yet, leave the country. You know, take a boat.
They even know what costume I'm wearing. I'd better hide.
You cannot hide from the Black Hand. Remember, Maria.
What the devil? Trying to conk me, eh, Albright? Take off that mask. I know it's you. Oh, I beg your pardon. I thought you were Albright. He's the type who'd wear a devil's costume to bolster his ego. Seeing you in that outfit made you a marked man, as far as I'm concerned.
Marked man? Yes, I certainly am. Say, how'd you like to play a little joke on Albright?
Nothing would please me more.
Well, come on, then. You see, there's too many people know I'm wearing this costume, so I'll give it to you. Then everybody will think that you're me, and you can get your licks in on Albright unsuspected.
Well, first let me tell Mr. Leduc I'm here.
You all can tell him after you get your costume on.
Nice of you to go to all this trouble, Mr. Randolph.
I'd much rather wear this cat costume. Believe me, sir.
Well, our little devil isn't down here anywhere, that's for certain. He must be upstairs.
I'll go up and look.
Now, you know what to do.
I'll grab him, put my trusty stiletto to his throat, and I'll scare the devil out of him.
Right.
Tonight you die. Remember Maria? Oh, Mr. Honeywell. Oh, this is a terrible mistake. I didn't know that you looked like the devil. I mean...
All right, give me that knife. I'm going to scalp you.
Oh, I can explain. I'm doing this on orders from Mr. LeDuc.
Don't try to hide behind a client, you pinhead.
Oh, look, I've got to get you out of that costume. Margie's getting ready to lower the boom on you. I mean, on the devil. Come on.
And if anything else happens to me tonight, it's going to be curtains for you.
Oh, don't worry. Nothing's going to happen to you in that costume. Now, finish putting on your mustache and your scarf, and I'm going downstairs and warn Margie and Mr. LeDuc.
They'll never recognize me in his outfit. I can make a clean getaway.
You explained everything to Mr. Honeywell. Randolph changed into the cat's costume, eh?
Oh, yes, we've got him on the run, all right.
We may have to be a little rough on him, if you don't mind, Mr. LeDuc.
Mine, I insist on it. In fact, I want to have a hand in this part of the operation personally. Williams, can you spare that punch ladle?
The heavy silver, sir? Of course.
Shall we proceed, Margie?
Well, that's the way the ball bounces, I guess. Mr. Randolph was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Now he's going to get it over the head. I'll decoy him out. Then you can... Mr. LeDuc, don't you think we ought to use something lighter, like a vase or something?
This is no time to be squeamish, my dear.
That's Mr. Honeywell. I changed costumes with him.
Look, it's Mr. Randolph. Someone beat us to the punch.
Oh, Mr. Honeywell must have knocked him out, but why?
Well, Randolph must have come in after I left, seen Honeywell in my black hand outfit, and thought his number was up. They had a fight, and Honeywell knocked him out. I didn't know the old boy had it in him.
Well, he certainly spoiled my evening.
Gentlemen, this is a break. Now we can take Mr. Randolph down to the boat and stow him on board while he's still out.
Good idea, Margie. And if he should come to en route...
Okay.
Now, that was the most wonderful bon voyage party I ever attended. My poor departed brother-in-law. We made sure he was departed, too, didn't we?
I wonder what he'll think when he wakes up there way out in the middle of the ocean.
He may not wake up until he gets to South America after Mr. LeDuc gave him that goodbye kiss with the ladle.
Well, you two certainly kept your end of the bargain. I intend to keep mine. Shall we use the ladle to pour a toast to our business deal?
Important call for you, sir, from the airport.
Airport? Now, who would be calling me from the airport at this hour? Yeah. Hello? Yes. Who? But you can't be. Yes, of course. All right, it's a deal. I won't tell anybody where you went if you swear you'll stay there. Very well. That was my brother-in-law. He's taking the next plane to Baton Rouge.
Your brother-in-law? But it can't be. We just put him on the boat, didn't we? Didn't we?
Well, we put somebody on it. If it wasn't Randolph in that cat costume, well, then who was it?
We'd better count noses and find out. You're here, and you're here, and I'm here, so it must be... Oh, no.
As soon as I get to a telephone, I'll fire that Albright and collect.
Dad, I want to thank you for being such a good sport about everything at the Mardi Gras. You're really the most.
Oh, the old man isn't such a terrible square when you get to know him.
And I want to thank you particularly for standing up to Mr. Honeywell when he said I couldn't go with you to New Orleans.
Honey, if you're so grateful for what I've done, how about you doing me a favor in return? Okay, then you stand up to Mr. Honeywell when he gets back from South America.
Huh? Well, that's my little daddy.